You know, that was 2001. Yes, 2001. Houses were being sold for 7,000 rands. I borrowed my friend 8,000 rands. He was going to America. He was one of my classmates. I borrowed him 15,000 rands that time. And okay, in that deal, we had to do also. Good morning, guys. Today I think today is the 24th. Yeah, 24th of I think January. Yeah, we're in February. There's a police cop there. He's looking at me. He's looking at me. I'm gonna drive up Kubek Road, so I'm making a U-turn here. Go back where I came from. Like, I'm very careful. And I drive along Kubek Road. Yes, Kubek Road. Kubek Road. Yes. This is the neighborhood that I'm staying at. This is Brooklyn, Cape Town. Yeah, Brooklyn, Cape Town. They also call it Easterplat. Long time ago when I came in this area, there was only it was a few people staying in here. Most of the houses were empty, you know. I'll tell you the story of this area, you know. Houses were being sold for 7,000 rand. Can you believe that? 7,000 rands for a house. You know? 7,000 rands for a house. And people were not buying. Because these houses were at first being rented out. They were rental houses. You know? That was 2001. Yes. 2001. Houses were being sold for 7,000 rands. I borrowed my friend 8,000 rands. He was going to America. He was one of my classmates. I borrowed him 15,000 rands that time. And okay, in that deal, we had to do also, because he wanted to go and show. He was my friend at varsity. We met up in varsity. So he wanted to go to America. He so much wanted to go to America. He loved America, you know. So he didn't have money, you know. And me, I was saving up all this time. I was saving up. I already started a business to do ice. So he needed money to go and put in his bank account so that when he go for the interview at the embassy, they can see he's got money, he can afford to go to America and all that. I was saving up money for my business. So I told him, no problem. You go and you can take the money with you. You can show it at the embassy, put your bank account so that your bank statement looks nice and strong. And then, you know, I would delay my process of buying a car. I was looking to buy a car, so that like a bakkie, like a truck, so that I can be able to do business with. I was already starting my ass business. So the guy, what the guy did was okay, he took the money and he went to the embassy, he did his interviews, it went well. Then he knew I actually wanted a bakkie. So he, in those days, also was driving a small bakkie. It was like a caddy bakkie, a VW caddy. So he told me, look, this bakkie, you can buy this bakkie if you want. So I said, oh, fine. You know, why not? Because he needed now that the interviews are going well. He needed money to buy a ticket now to go to America. He needed to buy, I think he needed 8,000 rands. So I said, okay, you can keep the 8,000 rands, you give me the change of the other money, you know. so that now then the bakkie is now gonna be mine. So on a certain date when I need the bakkie, you can just bring the bakkie. You know? So one day I was sitting at home, like I was still staying in one of the places. He came and visited me in the morning. We had breakfast together. And then he told me, you know what, there's a problem. I said, what is the problem? My brother, his cousin actually, had gone out with the bakkie, smashed it, and it looks like the bakkie is a write-off. Ha! You know, I was in trouble, you know, like now, I had booked machines, you know, I had booked cold rooms, I had booked a place, I had signed a lease for where I'm going to put my machines. I had booked cranes to pick up machines, cold rooms and stuff like that for my ice business so that they can come and set up things. I had paid up a lot of things and a lot of other things were to be paid monthly, you know. So the only thing that was left was the transport, and which was very, very, very essential. It was the bakkie. So that as soon as I start to make the ice, I can deliver it to sell. And those days, Cape Town was not the way it is. Cape Town was so closed, you know. It was not so easy to get someone to say, do this for me, or to see a black guy to say, let's do this together, and okay, let's come to your house, I can borrow your bakkie, we can do business together. It was very difficult. Cape Town was not the way it is. There were not many black people. So he came and told me, no, his brother, his cousin, he didn't ask him the bakkie, went to the club in the night, you know. So I said, hey, no problem, you know what, this is it's a mess, you know, and this is the mess that I'm in now. It's like both of us are in a mess. So I took it like that, like both of us are in a mess. So it's like, for me, there's no other way. I had already given up the money I wanted, because I was looking to buy a car for around 13,000 rands. For those days, it was a low money. You know, those days, there was a Chico, a VW Chico. I remember brand new Chico was going for special. Brand new, 0 mileage was going for 27,000 rands. You know, brand new Chico. And okay, I was looking to buy a car for 13,000 rands. For 13,000 rands felt like a lot of money at that time. Because previously I bought a car for 4,000 rands. And I even bought another car for 6,000 rands. It was a much more beautiful car. Okay, I didn't have that car. But now I was looking for something that I'm going to use for business. So I could see now I'm in a mess now, because I paid out all the other money I was left with. I didn't have like much cash on me. So the only other, there was no way I could say, let me buy another bakkie. And the 8,000 rands, I think he had already used it to buy the ticket. So the cash was gone now. So now there's no working bakkie. There's no cash. I've booked up machines that were charged. Some of the machines, I remember they were charging at a rate of 100 rands a day, which was a lot of money. You know, if I calculated those days, it was 1998. 1998, yes. 1998, 100 rand felt like 1,000 rands a day. You know, 100 rands a day was like 1,000 rands a day. Those days. So some of the machines I was hiring was like 1,000 rands a day, 100 rands a day. So it was a big panic. I had to do something. I had to come up with a decision. So the decision that I came up with, let's go and get the bakkie and we fix it. Okay, actually, let me go and get the bakkie. Where is the bakkie? I'll take it to a panel beater, they will fix it. So I took it to a panel beater. The panel beater, what the panel beater came up with, you know, was they will cut the front of the bakkie and put another piece. So eventually, I don't know, we agreed on 3,000 rands, but by the time I tried, so I was paying the bakkie slowly to the panel beater. By the time I went to collect the bakkie also, the panel beater was having another mind in his. He wanted to take the bakkie again from us. He wanted to, like, you know, he was changing the price. He changed the price, right? He wanted to hold the bakkie. He wanted to hold the baki. He said 3,000 rands we charge you is too little. You want 5,000 rands. I'm thinking 5,000 rands. For 5,000 rands those days, I could have gone and buy a car, you know. And there was a big fight there now at the Panobita. Big fight. Big fight, really. And that guy, he didn't help me even in the fight. He just stood on, you know. And okay, I managed to get the baki out of there, you know. And yeah, I can't even remember whether I paid the extra money, but in the end it was a big fight and I took the baki. Yes, I came in the middle of the night. I remember it was around 12 o'clock in the middle of the night. Big fight. There was two white guys. They were actually kind of friends, but now, like, you know, so I managed to get the baki out. Now the baki we got, now to try to drive the baki does not, it's got now mechanical problems. I spent another 2 months trying to fix the baki with the mechanical problems. Look, this is now, I was stuck with this baki now. Another 2 months trying to fix the baki. I'm not doing business, remember. I've hired machines. I've hired machines that are supposed to be working, and they're just running. You know, I've hired a place. I think the rent was 1,500. There was machines that were running about 150 a day, which about 4,000 or 5,000 rands a month. So I had to generate before I could make any money. Those days, that time to fix for 2 months. Mechanical because the guy that I got now I had the machine I started for I had of like 12,000 somewhere there. I was so terrified when I saw the debt of 12,000 rands. They called me the office, they asked me how am I gonna pay this. I was so terrified, I remember. Also, it had something to do with me being very young, you know. And they said they'll give me a chance to continue the business, but I must make a plan, you know. So me, I look at this whole matter, you know, and I was so stressed, you know. I was stressed about the car. I was stressed about the landlord where I was renting, you know. He was also stressing me out. He was taking every little money, you know, every little money that I had, you know, because you know, he wanted his rent, you know. So whenever he sees me, you ask for money, and then I'll say no. To me, he came back to me, this friend. He said, you know what? There's a big problem. I said, what is the problem? He said, I've got a problem with my auntie. She wants her car. I said, she wants her car. What do you mean she wants her car? He said, yes, she wants her car. That car belongs to my auntie, the baki that I was busy fixing and I had bought from him. He said, it belongs to my auntie. I said, what is this now you're doing now? Like, you know, I thought he's joking, you know. I said, you must be joking, you know. I actually, on that day, just dismissed the whole matter as a joke, you know, like, this guy is joking, you know. So I asked him, look here, my brother, what you need to do now is to make sure you bring me the papers of this car, you know. And now I started to realize, no, I need to assert on this guy. Because all this time I never worried about, you know, the papers of the car, because he's a friend. He's a friend who, like, you know, we used to make sure, like, when he goes for classes, during dining room time, like, at varsity, we used to make sure I collect his food, we keep it somewhere, and when he comes back late from class, you know, he have his food, you know, it's like, you know, it was like those kind of relationships. I told my friend, my man, you need to make sure now you bring, you know, I had to press hard on the papers. The guy goes, everybody was busy with whatever they were busy with. He is busy with his life, I'm busy with my life, right? I think it was a month later after he told me about his auntie wanting the car back. He comes back to me. He told me, look here, Really, the auntie really pressing hard on the car, and I really need to go and give her back the car. I said, but look here, I fixed the car. I gave you 8,000 rands. I spent, you remember, I spent 5,000 rands, almost 5,000 rands to pay the guys who do the panel beaters. I paid money to fix the mechanics of the car. So if you bring me almost like 8,000 plus 5,000 plus about, I don't know what other money, I'll give you the car. No problem. Then I can go and buy my car, another car, there's no problem. The guy went. I remember other day he came with his other brother. They said they want the car. I refused to give the car. Big fight. Then another day, really, they came back like their whole family. It was a family of young people, but the auntie wasn't there. I didn't see. They were came to intimidate me. Give the car. And the way I was feeling, the way I was so stressed, the way I was realizing now I'm getting robbed by my own friends. I stood my ground. I said I would never give them a car. And whoever won the car, I will not say what I said to them. But in any case, they got scared. They went away. I thought I won. Hey, within 2 days, they came back with cops. The cops came to me. They asked me, where are the papers for this car? I told them, I don't have papers for this car. I explained the story to them. I said, now, only thing that I need from these people is money. Then I'll give them their car. The guy says, no, according to the law, the one who got the papers for the car is the owner of the car. So if you don't have papers, I must give the car, and he's giving me an opportunity to hand over the car, or he's going to arrest me for vehicle theft. Hey, I stood my ground. I said, he can arrest me. But by that time also, I didn't have a proper place to stay. I had moved in now with my young brother, and my young brother really pressed on me that now that this whole fiasco is happening at the place where he's staying, and now, I'm putting him at risk also, I'm messing up his life also too. So I must just give the car, So I gave them the car, and I told to the guys, look here, this is the story. I did this to the car. This whole car costed me almost 8,000 rands, more than 8,000 rands. He said, no, you can go to the lawyers, you can claim for the money. Now, one of them, Soma said, you had the car for almost 4 months. There was one of them, one of the sisters was a lawyer or something like that. She was studying with us also together. She was now working as a lawyer somewhere, as an intern lawyer somewhere. She said, no, because I had the car for almost 3 months with me. So I remember also, everything was 100 rands those days, Hiring a car for a day was 90 something rand or 100 rand. So hiring a car per day was 100 rand something. Actually, they calculated 120 rands per day. They calculated the money. They said, see, for the 3 months, 4 months I had the car with me, it makes up for the money. It was 12,000 rands that we calculated. That is rental fee for the car, So that makes that makes the rental fee, so we are square. So there's no need for them to pay me anything. This betrayal is a very, 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 very bad thing, and it takes long to recover from betrayal. I remember I was mad. I was so sad. I was so angry. And what made matters worse is just to think a friend of mine is doing this to, when you got problems, when you got when you got emotional problems, you actually run to your friends to discuss but when the friends are the ones who you are supposed to run to, are the ones who are actually the problem, or are the ones who are betraying you, you are left in a very, 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 very awkward space. I tried taking up lawyers and all that, but And then the day I realized I have no choice but to move on with life, like, and that really put off my plans, like, was that money I had saved it for almost 2 years. I lost it just like that to a friend. So now I have now to go on now. I've got debts. I've got this company where I had the machines, they want their money. I've got the landlord. He keeps on pestering. I'll tell you one day I'll tell a story about the landlord. There was also like some funny issues happening there, but it's a very short story. But he kept on pestering me about money because he also needed the cash all the time on him. So when he see me, he wants cash. And I was owing money. And in the end, I really gave up on my business. And I had marketed the business, I had done a lot of things, and I had to give up, like leave it for another year or so. And that's how I got up. But betrayal is not a thing to be able to deal with. This is a story of the betrayal, guys. My story of betrayal. That's what it is. It's just a story of betrayal. It's not easy to deal with betrayal, guys. Thank you. Please keep on subscribing to Bomani Kogan. Support us to this channel, guys. I'm so happy to see that the subscribers keep coming. And yes, I'm still at 90 something subscribers, but I'm grateful for those subscribers and I'm grateful for your support. Keep on subscribing, guys. On my road to 1,000 subscribers, it's a long way. I know I'll get there. Thank you.